Hi, Tom here. Cancer. Last week, asked you to listen inwardly, to notice what you were carrying emotionally, to recognize how much you've been holding beneath the surface without letting it move. This week is different. This week isn't about protecting your feelings. It's about expressing them in a healthy, grounded way. From a Vedic perspective, the energy now shifts from internal emotional awareness into outward emotional communication. In simple terms, what you've been feeling needs space to be shared, not stored. And for you, that's a meaningful transition. Because you're someone who feels deeply, but often keeps these feelings contained to maintain safety. You may notice emotions rising more quickly this week. Not overwhelmed, not chaos, just access. Like feelings that were quiet before are now closer to the surface. This isn't instability, that's readiness. Cancer. Your instinct is to protect. You protect others. You protect relationships. And often, you protect yourself by staying silent. But this week teaches you something truly important. Silence isn't always safety. Sometimes it's suppression. And suppression eventually becomes distance from others and from yourself. You may feel torn between wanting connection and fearing that sharing too much could change the dynamic. Pause. Authentic connection doesn't come from emotional perfection. It comes from emotional presence. And this week supports honest expression, not emotional flooding. Here's the deeper lesson for this week. You don't need to explain your feelings for them to be valid. You don't need to justify your sensitivity. And you don't need to manage everyone else's reaction to your truth. Your job is simply to let what's real move outward. This energy may show up in conversations that matter. Moments where someone asks how you're really doing. Situations where your emotional response can no longer stay hidden. And opportunities to speak from the heart instead of defaulting to caretaking. Let these moments happen. They're not here to destabilize you. They're here to restore emotional balance. You may also notice a shift in how you relate to boundaries. Instead of pulling away to feel safe, you may realize that clarity actually brings security. When people know where you stand emotionally, you don't have to hold everything together alone. There is also a self-trust lesson here. You may realize that your feelings aren't as fragile as you once thought. They don't fall apart when expressed. They settle. They find their place. And when they do, your nervous system relaxes. Now, let's talk aligned action. One intentional move for you this week. Share one honest feeling, calmly and directly. Not everything. Not all at once. Just one. It could be simple. It could be quiet. But it needs to be real. That single expression will create more relief than weeks of emotional holding. As you do this, you may notice something surprising. Support. Not necessarily advice, but presence. And presence is what your emotional body has been asking for. Cancer. This week marks a shift from internal emotional holding to healthy emotional movement. You don't need to protect your feelings by hiding them anymore. You protect them by letting them breathe. And you need to trust that. Before you go, there's something important you should know. These horoscopes are based on Vedic astrology, also known as sidereal astrology. That means we're using the actual positions of the stars in the sky, not the tropical system used in most Western astrology. Because of that, your sun signs here may be different than what you're used to. And that's okay. In Vedic astrology, we don't start with the sun sign. We start with the moon sign, because the moon represents your mind, emotions, and how life is experienced day to day. First, always watch this for your Vedic moon sign. That's where this horoscope will feel the most accurate and personal. Next, I recommend watching for your rising sign, also called your ascendant or lagna. Your rising sign shows how these energies show up in your physical life, your body, your environment, and the situations unfolding around you. Then, you can also watch for your sun sign, which adds insight into your identity, confidence, and sense of purpose during this time. And if love, relationships, creativity, or money are major themes for you right now, I also recommend checking your Venus sign, called Shukra in Vedic astrology, for an extra layer of clarity. For weeks where things feel intense, faded, or life-shifting, it can also be helpful to look at your lunar nodes, Rahu and Ketu. These show where growth is pulling you forward and where old patterns are asking to be released. To find your correct placements, make sure you're using a Vedic or sidereal natal chart, not a tropical one. Once you know your moon, rising, sun, and Venus signs, and optionally Rahu and Ketu, you'll get a much deeper and more complete understanding of what's unfolding. If this message resonated with you, please like the video. It truly helps support this channel and allows these messages to reach the people who actually need them. And if you're enjoying these weekly Vedic horoscopes, consider subscribing so you don't miss future messages for your signs. You are not one sign. You are a system of energies, learning how to work together. Take care and be calm.